Santee Cooper Lakes, we show up, we're ready for big bass, and I had a first happen to me there. I actually put back a $10,000 fish.
Man, I didn't want to see that.
I mean, I lifted up.
Right.
In practice, it was tough to even get a bite. I thought that I was just gonna run around, find a bunch of bedding fish, get on a pattern of, being able to catch those bedders and the ones hanging around garden fry. And catching numbers wouldn't be a problem. It's just catching bigger ones that it was gonna be the case. That did not happen. It was hard to even get a bite.
Here we go, stop number 4 on the Bassmaster Elite Series season. Getting ready to rock here. Got all the boys out here. Getting ready to Santee Cooper. A little foggy on the takeoff. We're gonna have a long day today. We're gonna need it. Practice has been tough, so let's get after it.
I ran right to a 4-pounder that was on a bed, hot. It was probably, pushing 5, 4.5. That fish was just gone. It was gone. The next fish, had a hard time catching it, really squirrely. Couldn't catch it. The next fish I ran to, guess what? Wouldn't even bite. The next fish I ran to, there was already a boat posted up on it. So I just had to go fishing and just try to catch what I could. And it was really tough just to get the darn bite.
You got it?
No, I don't have any. You? I feel like I'm fishing behind people everywhere I go. Look at that thing. 11.39.
So then, lo and behold, it wasn't until noon before I got my first bite on day 1. And it was a fish that I shook off in practice. I threw over there with a little swim bait, saw some fry run out and didn't have a bite, so I threw my Missile Baits magic worm in there, wacky style, and sure enough, I coaxed my first keeper into the boat on that one. So I'm honestly catching that first fish, for some reason, just kind of settled me down. I said, you know what? I'm gonna keep running these bed fish. I'm gonna keep fishing in some areas where I should get bit, where I got bit in practice, that kind of thing. Ended up, scrounging up another keeper. So that was good.
Gotcha. Right in the mouth, baby. Beautiful. Destroyer, baby. Got to, baby.
That big fish did come on a little swim bait, skipped it up under a tree, and it was not the prettiest fish catch, but we got it in the boat.
Get in here. Get in here. Well, we had 4 for 12 pounds. Never got that 5th one. Really needed it because the top 50 is 14 and some change. And that's right, we weighed in 4 for 12 pounds. So we got a little work to do and need to get us, you know, 16 some change tomorrow. So we'll see what we can do. Go back, regroup, hopefully catch a limit tomorrow and see if we can't get us a decent bag. Have a little shorter day, so that's not as good, but the bed fishing thing is done. So now we're just going to be fishing unless we stumble upon something. So we'll see what happens.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elite Mountain Electric Time, Bassmaster Classic qualifiers.
I'm fishing along. Had one blow up on the whopper plopper. As soon as I saw it, missed it, reeled it in as fast as I could, threw that magic worm out there.
Ain't a boat. So
I missed the fish. I said, okay, all right, you gotta take your time, John. Let the fish swim off. I pitched my bait in there. Missile Baits Destroyer, one of the best bed baits I've ever thrown. Threw it in there, thump, my line jumps. I lift up, my line's swimming off. I give that fish about 10 feet. I made sure that that fish had that bait in his mouth. And then I laid into her, cracked him. Get that fish up, just flip it in the boat, throwing it on 25-pound sunline. You know, no need to play a 3-pounder. Just threw that fish in the boat, and it was hooked in the belly. I mean, not even anywhere close to the mouth, hooked in the belly. The only way that can happen is when a fish is swimming, he spits the bait out, and right after he spits the bait out, they keep swimming and you set the hook and get it in their belly. That's the only way that happens. There's no way that physically they can pick that bait up with their belly and carry it off 10 feet. So I had just some terrible luck there in the timing of when I set my hook and where I hooked that fish and all that. So immediately I had that fish, saw it was hooked in the belly, I unhooked it. It was actually over 3 pounds, 3 1/4, maybe 3 1/2, somewhere in that range. I looked at it, I said, daggone. I put the fish back. I thought, you know what, maybe there's some miraculous way this fish goes back on the bed and actually bites it properly again. So I put the fish back because by rules, you have to do that when you don't hook a bedding fish or sight fish in the mouth. And after that, the 6-pounder starts getting interested. I thought for sure this fish is going to bite. This fish is going to bite. Working her, and then all of a sudden she changes her mood. The buck is nowhere to be seen, and I've wasted about an hour and a half on these 2 fish, and I leave with nothing. So I've still got...
Give me some Big John. Woo! Time is 2:47.
So I thought for a second, man, there it is. It's the 4-pounder. That's the one I needed. Put that jewel in the boat, big 4-pounder, put him in the boat. I thought, man, I just need one more. I just need one more. I just need one more decent fish. And I had only like 5 minutes left to fish. I fished till the last second, and then I ran in with only 4 fish. And it was then that I realized maybe that one I had to put back, that the awful timing fish, it cost me. And my 4 fish weighed 13 pounds. I needed right at 16 pounds. I didn't even need 16 pounds. I needed right at 16 pounds. That fish was well over 3 pounds. You could probably tell from the video. Definitely well over 3 pounds. So I was holding the $10,000 fish and had to put it back because of terrible timing. I've caught a zillion fish off of beds. I know when it's your fault for setting the hook too early. If you're fishing for a bedding fish and your line jumps and you immediately set the hook and you foul hook it, that's your fault. You didn't check to make sure that fish had the bait. If you lift up and that fish is swimming off, if you feel a thump, you lift up, that fish is swimming off, and he travels 8 or 10 feet, that fish has got it in his mouth. Crack him, set the hook. And that's exactly what I did. Because the fish was real hard to see, I couldn't see that the fish had spit the bait out and I'd hooked it in the side. I've actually seen that happen visually. Years ago, probably 15 plus years ago, on a bedding fish, I watched a fish spit the bait out right as I was setting the hook, and I set the hook into the belly just the same way. So that's the only way I know that's exactly what happened. But I mean, just terrible luck, right? Just awful luck to be able to do that. But really, it goes back to where I've been on a couple of these tournaments already this year. It's been to where I am not on the fish good enough to afford a lost fish, a foul hooked fish, or a penalty. I need to get on the fish better. I need to get them, dial them in better, catch more fish so that I can take a 2-pound penalty, I can take a lost 3-pounder, I can take whatever, and I'm still gonna be in 15th place. I'm gonna be in 25th place. I'm gonna be in 3rd place. I'm gonna be way up there because I'm gonna be on the fish better. So that's my focus and that's my goal going into the next tournament, Lay Lake. Not gonna be long, only a week off, get right back into the action. And when I have a close call like this, that's exactly what I want. I want to get right back into the action. So that's what we're going to do, get right back into Lay Lake.